Good morning, everybody. It's a Saints man, and this is a week in the life of it's Saturday, the 26th. And it's 9:30 when this comes out. I don't know. Um, we've got the British Lions playing at 11 o'clock, so I thought I'd get this done. Hope you can hear it. It's how my week was going really well until it was ruined by this. I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Let's get the Bible out. Let's get the Oracle out. Yeah, Monday I had a job um, from Corby to Solihull, and I was told to get there at 7 o'clock in the morning for the pickup, and I didn't actually collect the goods until 9 o'clock. They just hadn't got them ready. Phoned the shipper. They wouldn't let me in the gate. I'd got the reference number. They said you can't come in because it's not ready. Phoned the shipper. Kept him informed. He was really good about it. It was only going to Solihull. Um, anyway, got him at 9 o'clock, 2 hours. So we got waiting time, uh, and it was okay. It was, it's what I would have asked for, but I didn't have to ask. He just said, "Is that okay?" And I said, "It is." And then I got a job from Droitwich, which was a bit of a distance away, but it was to Coventry and St Neots. It was a two drops. St Neots is okay for me, just between Huntingdon and Cambridge, not too far from home, and that was a small van job. I had a good day. I was on target with the day with the waiting time, but it was a long day. I don't like waiting, but part of the job. Tuesday, I had a job, and it was I took a job from I got a phone call. I didn't have to bid for it or anything, and I get £1 a mile, and it was Northampton to Malvern. Now Malvern is is not a good area. You go past Worcester. You've got to come back to Worcester. You really have to try and get anything. And I waited around between Malvern and Worcester, just outside, for an hour and a half. And then I got a job to Cirencester from Worcester. Cirencester again, not the area to be in. There was a couple of jobs going further towards Bath, and one to a small job to Westbury. But that I wanted to come north. I wanted a long job, or I wanted a job home. It didn't happen. Um, and I just started driving home, and I was literally just getting in the gate of where we live in Northampton, so I travelled a good distance, and a job was there. If again, phone call, would I be interested in doing two drops in Kent for Wednesday? And I said, yeah, what time? And they had to be in Broadstairs, which is Ramsgate, North Kent, if you look. And it had to be there at 7 a.m., the first drop, and the second one was 7:45, and it was only 2 mile away. It was like, wow, gonna have to get up early. Collect that day. So I went to Wellingborough, collected the goods, 9 boxes for one and one for the other. And I realised that I brought them back home, but realised I could tramp in my van. They weren't massive boxes. I could stack them, put my bed up, and tramp. So instead of getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I decided on Tuesday night to travel down. So I waited till 7 o'clock, and I was in outside Broadstairs at 20 to 10, parked up. That's a lot better for me. Slept well, um, and I was awake at 6. Put my bed away, delivered both, and that is even probably a worse area than Malvern. Fortunately, and it was very fortunate, there was a job from Sandwich, which was 6 miles away, going to Cambridge, and it was a small van job. And I quoted, there was four vans around in 30 miles, but they're all small vans, and I quoted accordingly. I think I quoted 85p a mile just to make sure, see if I can get it, and I got it. Um, so that was brilliant. And yeah, picked it up and 9 o'clock, and I was on my way back. Done that one, and then we went from, and then I got another job from Cambridge. Instantly got this job to Milton Keynes, even closer. So Wednesday was a fantastic day. The week is going fucking brilliant, and a really good, start to the week. Just wanted a good finish Thursday and Friday. I'd got a job. Um, again, I picked a job at Thursday. I picked it up Wednesday. and it was going to Boston, another area. It's Lincolnshire's hopeless. That's the only word for it, hopeless for work. But it was picking up in Kettering, uh, between Northampton and Kettering, going to Boston. Good money. It has to be good money to go that area because you ain't getting nothing out of there. And I got to Boston and it was rubbish. Finished, and I thought I'm gonna have to make a decision here. Go back to Peterborough, cross to sort of Grantham to see if I can pick up, I don't know, Nottingham or Newark or something. And a job come on. I put my radius at 50 miles, but a job did come on, um, and I quoted on it and got the job, and it was Grantham to Derby. Ideal. Yeah, I had to travel 25 miles to go and fetch it, but because I got good money, it was going to put me in a really good area, Derby. So happy with that. And I picked it up. It took me 35, 40 minutes to get there. Picked it up, no problem. Going to Derby. It was a small pallet, and there was jobs coming out of Derby. I was on my way to Derby, and my wife phoned me, but via WhatsApp. Never done that before. Thought is it because it's free? So I answered. She said, "Are you all right?" And she couldn't get through on the phone to me for some reason. She couldn't get through. She said, "It just I'm trying to ring you on the normal phone, it's just saying not connected." I'm like, "What?" Funny enough, I tried to phone my mate Pete, who's in hospital at Coventry, to see how he's faring. To see, I've got a bit of time. I thought I'd give him a ring, see how he's going. So I haven't visited him for 2 weeks, and it just wouldn't ring through. I couldn't ring out. So I said to my wife, "There must be something wrong." So she said, "All right." She says, anyway, she rang off, and I thought, well, I'll try a couple of other people. So I tried to ring two mates. Couldn't. It just wouldn't ring. Every time it put the number in, push the button, nothing. Conditional forwarding call or something. Have no idea what that means. I couldn't use my phone. I could do everything else. I could do the CX. I could do WhatsApp. I could do Facebook. I could do everything else. I could do emails. I just couldn't phone or phone in. Now I have a spare phone in my phone. It's a pay as you go. But it wasn't charged up. But it's still no good because I need my number and my phone. I delivered in Derby, and I thought I'll go to the. I'm Vodafone, by the way. Vodafone. We'll go to a Vodafone shop. Well, the Vodafone shop in Derby is in the shopping centre. Um, and trying to get into that shopping centre with my van, the basement level, it's 1.8. They're normally 2 meters, but this was 1.83, which is my van height. So I couldn't go in there. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to drive home because I can't do anything. I couldn't phone out. I couldn't. There's no good quoting on a job because I couldn't get no bloody reply. So I drove home. Uh, Went home, then got in. Me and my wife got in the car, went to our nearest Vodafone shop, which is where we bought it and done on the deal. And my wife had found out that Vodafone had got a problem. That got an outage problem with about 60 to 70% of phones wasn't connecting or something. So we went to the shop to see if we could do something about it. My phone is on a rolling contract. It's out of contract. It just keeps running. But I got such a good deal that I haven't actually done anything about it because if I ask for another deal, which I never will, it's going to be more expensive for less data. So I just leave it at that. I'll pay £30 a month. That's for Vodafone, unlimited use, 100 gigabytes. Uh, yeah, 100 gigabytes, unlimited use, and the £30 includes my dongle. This is £10 for that, and £20 for my dongle, which is in my van, which is mobile, USB thing, plug it in, bring it home, put it in the house. So we've got unlimited internet, 30 quid, all in. But it's no good if you can't use the frigging thing. Anyway, Friday comes, and I managed to get a job, believe it or not, and it was a small job. The phone come back on about 9 o'clock Thursday night, and I managed. There was a job on there, Northampton to Rugby, 20 miles, short wheelbase, and it was nice and easy. It was 2 crates, heaviest load I've had on the Vito so far. It was nearly 700 kilos. The Vito just took it easy. And it fitted in these two crates. They're the size of a pallet. They were 1 metre tall. They'd got massive metal winch things for cranes. And it took it easy. So that was a plus. But I got to rugby. I could do the CX again, send it all through. Yep, lovely photos, blah de blah. And the phone was down again. It was only open for wasn't working. Why phone for again? Phones are down again. I couldn't do nothing. I was at rugby services and I thought, knock this on the bloody head. But then one of my customers, one of my people who give me work, had put a job on the CX. They obviously couldn't phone me because they couldn't get through. And I see it on the CX, and I know that if I quote on their job, they just send it through. They don't phone me. So I quoted on it, and he sent it straight through. He must have thought, well, why didn't you answer your phone? And he sent it through. It was Daventry to Coventry. It was a 40 quid job, but it was a 40 quid job. And I thought, yeah, I'll do it. And if the phone comes back, I'm still in a good area. Let me tell you, the phone didn't come back. The phone didn't come back the whole of Friday. The phone come back. It's Saturday morning. It come back about, well, according to this, I had a missed call this morning at 7:30 something, but it was back on this morning, so we are back. But my week, Thursday and Friday, I was completely snookered, couldn't do nothing. So I finished the week doing 125 quid on Thursday with them jobs. I couldn't do anything from Derby, and I did 80 quid on Friday. So from being a mega week it was going to be, it was under target. So, but I am gonna change this now. I'm gonna go. I was with my wife's with Tesco, and I can get a SIM only. I've got a new phone coming, but it's coming tomorrow, I think. But we're gonna get a SIM only payment fleet. I think it's gonna be £9, and it's for 20 GB, unlimited calls and texts, but 20 GB internet because my dongle. This doesn't. I don't use any gigabytes on this because it's always where I'm within Wi-Fi range and my dongle, so it doesn't use any. So that's what we're going to do after the British Lions. We're going to go and sort that out. And when the new phone comes, which is an unlocked phone, I've got again for another Samsung. I'll keep this one and I'll use this as a spare. We're going to swap the number over to the new phone and we're going to use the new phone under Tesco, which is O2. So I'll have an O2 one and I'll have a £10 one Vodafone. And if the O2 one's fine, I should just scrap the Vodafone. And I shall probably scrap the dongle and get another, a more powerful unit. We'll see. But anyway, oof, frustration. So if you're without a phone, it is so frustrating. But hey, that's it. Mileage. I did 1,200 miles in 5 days, which is about. I normally do 1,500, so 1,200. 40 hours duty, lots of waiting, lots of dead miles, 31 hours driving, and my money was £850. So obviously with the 2 days down, where I was down 250 quid really, it would have been a really good week, but it wasn't. With the VAT, it's 1,020, 102 to the VAT man, 10%, brings out 918. 918 is still a pretty good week overall. I was only 82 quid short of target, but I like to be, if I'm working 5 days, I want to be over. So worked out 183 a day. So that was my week in the life. It started off brilliantly, it went downhill. But the phone's back. We have got a job Monday. Oh, I couldn't, because yesterday I couldn't even bloody get any jobs. And then I quoted on jobs thinking, how are they going to phone me? And luckily one, Becky, she left me a message. She said, you quoted on a job, I phoned you. It says phone can't be connected. If you're interested, give us a bell. I could ring her, believe it or not, but she couldn't ring me. And I rang her and I said, yeah, I am. I explained I was with Vodafone and she said, oh, and she said, there's been problems, isn't there? Yeah, there has. So I've got a job for Monday and it's Northampton going down to Pershore, which is again another tricky area. Got really good money. Becky's great with that. So we'll see. We're picking up about Upper State, 8:45. And we'll see what next week brings. I'm having Friday off. we've got a couple of appointments we need to do, and we've got them on the same day. So we're 4 day week next week, or I may do half a day Friday because the appointments are at lunchtime onwards, depending where I am. So anyway, let's hope the phones calm down. Let me know who you're with. I'm going to go with Tesco, which they say, oh, it's Tesco, but what it is, it's O2, and it's going to be £9 a month for that phone. Already had a look. My wife's with them as well, so that's what we're going to do. And also, um, the Vodafone one I shall keep for a while, and we shall see, um, you know, what works out. I'm sure the Tesco one, once I'm got used to it and settled in with a new phone, then I'm just going to jack it in. But I think it's time for a change. I've been with Vodafone for the 4 years, and it hasn't been the best. We've been out, and my wife, her phone's quicker, it's better. I haven't got a modern phone as such. It's an A22, and I'm going to get an A36, which is it's 450 quid to buy it in a Vodafone shop. We've got an unlocked one, brand new one, coming from this country. Everything in it is the same for 260, which it's better than £1,000 you can pay for phone. £1,000. Anyway, enough ranting about phones. It's a nice day. The sun's just coming out, and we're going to hopefully watch the British Lions win. So I'm doing it from outside because my wife's watching TV inside. She's got a series she's watching, so it's better to do it out here. So anyway, speak later.